A major goal of any local highway agency is to adequately use public funds to provide a comfortable, safe, and economical road surface, a complicated and difficult task that requires balancing priorities. Many local agencies, however, lack the resources and staff to begin with a full-scale pavement management system. This application will easily allow you to create a system involving the collection of data and the assessment of several road characteristics. Let's start here by placing an intersection on this street. Just go to the menu and hit place node. Then the form will come up allowing you to enter the name of that specific intersection. Let's say this is Oak and George Street. So just go ahead and type in Oak and George, hit enter data, and then the application will give you a block or cell to place exactly where that intersection is located. Let's say it's right here. Just go ahead and click it. The form would come back again for you to enter another intersection, and you can use this process to probably start entering data on your map showing exactly where the different intersections are located. Let's just stop here and then go now to the menu, and since we have a segment of road defined here by two intersections, then go to the menu and select place center line. And as you can see here, the program would again come back and give you a form where you can enter the data that describe that center line. Let's just say we have a street here going south, and the name of the street is Oak Street. And then as you have the rest of the information, you can go ahead and fill the form to show the rest of the information. We'll just jump here and show the pacer. The pacer is somewhat what describe the condition of the pavement of that segment of street. Let's say this is a new segment, so the pacer is 10, and then again you can describe that segment by showing how many lanes it has and whether it's a one or two way. As you fill in the data that describe the segment, then you can go ahead and just hit enter data, and as you do that, the program would then allow you to select the starting point of that data. I mean the starting intersection or starting station. Just go ahead and click onto this one, accept it, and the program would allow you or ask you to select the end of that segment, the intersection or station. Then go ahead and select this intersection here, accept it, and then the application will zoom into those two nodes and give you a line that would allow you to now digitize the center line or the segment of that segment of road. So just go ahead and place some point on that segment, and as we place that, we could go ahead and just place that, and onto the last one we can hit reset, and the program would then connect to the last node that we have chosen to be the end of that segment. And again, the form would come back up for you to place another segment of road, and as you have that information, then you can go ahead and basically, you know, put in all the segments of your road system. If not, we'll just go ahead and close this form and then go back to our menu system again. And as you would see here, since we place all the intersection or some of them, we can go into the map and select find intersection, and then the application would allow us to basically locate any intersection that is within our city. We can either type in the intersection that we want or go through the list and select any one of the intersection. Let's say we want to select this one, go ahead and click it and find. Then the program would zoom into that location and highlight the intersection that we are searching for, and we can zoom out to see exactly what is around, you know, that intersection within the city. Then after we place the street segments and then enter the data that describe them better, we can now use the system to somewhat go in and give us a description of our road system. And we can just go to the menu system here and say pacer evaluation, click that, and then as you can see, the application would go and scan the map and find exactly all the segments that we have in the map, bring them into a list, and on that list we have each one of the street that we have, their names, where they coming, where they start, where they end. I mean the intersection, this one coming starting from Avon and ending to Canterbury. Each segment is also described by its length, the number of lane, and then you have the pacer evaluation for that specific segment. As you would see here, you can tell then the difference between the ones that are new having a pace of 10 to the ones that are somewhat in very bad conditions and needing some repair having a pace of 2. And this kind of quality control would then allow the manager to be able to tell at any given time exactly what streets are needed some repair, and how to prioritize then the funds or the resources of the city to make sure that the system is somewhat changed to a level that is comfortable and safe for the residents of that city. As we digitize the street segments, we also need to make sure that every problem that we do find on our streets also are somewhat inventoried and put into our database. And here the program would allow us to do that kind of attacks by just going to the menu and hitting play surface defects. The program would come in and bring a form that shows a list of defects that could be found on almost any local road system. This list can be either extended to add more into it, or you can take things from it if you wanted to. So we could go ahead and just select that. Let's say on this road we have found a problem that is polishing. Select that one, then the program would come up and show what polishing would look like, especially for people who don't know pavement conditions, to refer to those images to know exactly that what they put into the system correspond to the kind of problem that they have on that street. And as we select the problem, then the system would allow us to tell exactly where that problem is located, and that's the station from any one of the node. Let's say we have a 45 feet from one of the node. Again, the system would allow you to put an offset, which is the distance from the center line where the problem is located. Let's say that this problem is at 7 feet from the center line going north or going south. Let's say going south if you wanted to. And if this is a problem that could be described by its length, then we would type in the length. If it's the problem that's described by its area, then we'll go ahead and type in the area. Let's say here we have a 15 square foot, so let's say type in 15 and then go ahead and hit select item. As we select item, then the application would ask us to select the road where the problem is located. Let's go ahead and tag this segment here, accept it, and then the application would come back and select the node from where we have measured to the location of that problem. So let's go ahead and select this node here, accept it, and as you would see, the program would go and place a yellow dot on that side of the street going south 7 feet, showing that we do have a problem at that specific location. As we go and inventory those problems and put them into our database, we also need to make sure that we give that work to certain people to perform and keep track of what they're doing and how much it's costing the city. And again, here the menu or the application would allow us to do or perform that kind of task. We can go ahead and just hit add work order, and again the application would come and ask us to select a problem to track. So let's select that one, hit accept, and as you can see, the program would go and create somewhat a screen capture of that specific problem where it's located on our street system, and give us a form that we can fill in to show exactly the kind of work that needs to be done on that specific problem. So we could go ahead and here put the inventory date if we wanted to, say 07/14/03, and by whom. Let's say here it was done by Joe, and then the program brings some of the information that was already in the database in regarding that segment of road. We already know that we put in this kind of problem. We already know what the road name is, what from what intersection to what intersection, the length of the road, and then you can fill in the rest of the information to really better describe exactly the condition of that road and what the problem is. Here we can go ahead and just maybe type in the name of some employees to do the job. Let's say this job is being done by Tim, and we just go ahead and type in Tim. When is scheduled to be done? Let's say it is scheduled to be done maybe on the same day, and let's go ahead and just type it in, and then the status, then we can go ahead and select in progress, and here we can go ahead and print that form if we wanted to, or we can go ahead and save it into a database. Let's just go ahead and hit save here. That work order is saved. You can hit OK, close that, and as we go and create work orders and save them in the database, we need also to have the ability to be able to go back and edit that and add the information that is requested. So let's say edit work order here, go ahead and select that work order, accept it, and as you can see, the same forms again come back up that we can go ahead and say that this problem was fixed. It was fixed, let's say the same day. You can go ahead and type in that date and then change the status of that work order and say it's completed. And again, if we have remarks, cost or whatnot, we can go ahead and type in the cost, how much it costs to fix, what remarks, what was done, the work that was completed, and all of that. And then we can print the form if we want to. If not, we can go ahead and update the database to show that this work order has been completed. Just hit update, and again it comes in and say it has updated that work order. Hit OK, close that, and as you can see, that problem that was yellow before because it was in progress now has turned into gray, because now we know we have done the work to fix that that problem.